Throughout history, there have been discoveries that have had tremendous impact on the lives of mankind. In many cases, these discoveries have only come along once in several lifetimes. What you're going to see today is one of those amazing discoveries that only come along every now and then. And the discovery that you will see today is going to have a tremendous impact on our lives. Hello, my name is James Spencer. I had an opportunity to become acquainted with Immunotec Research and their amazing product, Immunical, toward the end of 1998. In fact, the product actually helped reverse a serious illness in my mother-in-law. So I decided to get involved and help produce public awareness for this product, Immunical. We invite your close attention. The information presented could very well change your life or the life of someone that you love. There are no actors in this presentation. The people that you will see have actually used Immunical, and their experiences are real.
My wife started taking Immunical. I was impressed with the results that she was having with Immunical. So for my allergies, I decided to try it, and I was highly impressed with the results. This is the first time in 12 years I've been able to actually not be afraid of springtime and the flowers and the blooms and walking through the park and smelling the flowers.
I did notice that over the last couple of months that my wife, she got like some bad flus. And I really believe that my immune system was built up by taking the Immunical so that I didn't get them when I probably normally, under normal circumstances, I would have gotten them.
Immunical is a fantastic product. I'm really highly impressed with the results I've had with Immunical. My friends have seen a difference in me. I've seen a difference in myself as well as my family.
And this marks a new era in the medical field in terms of using what might be termed as a nutraceutical in the treatment of clinical states.
Well, I took the product one time. The next day, the pain in my feet was gone. And I'm expecting something miraculous with my immune system, but the pain in my feet was gone. So I definitely hats off to Immunical.
I've been using Immunical for a little over 3 years in my medical practice, and I can honestly say that I haven't had one patient that hasn't derived a benefit from its use.
At the start of the new millennium, mankind is still facing serious challenges to its survival. Due to the improper use of refrigerants over the past several decades, a hole in the ozone layer surrounding our planet has grown ever larger, allowing increasingly dangerous radiation levels to reach our planet. Misuse of Earth's resources has allowed a tremendous amount of damage to be done to the environment. Evidence of pollution and toxic waste can be found all over the world today. It affects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. What effect are these changes having on our quality of life today? The World Health Organization has reported that over 30 new infectious diseases previously unknown have begun to appear around the world since 1976. These diseases have come seemingly from nowhere, and there has been little that science has been able to do against them. Even diseases that we thought were vanquished are now coming back with a vengeance. There is strong indication that our immune systems have been detrimentally affected by the change of environment over the past century. This may explain why in 1900 only 1 in 30 were affected by cancer, but at the beginning of the new millennium, 1 in 3 are affected by cancer. When the devastating Legionnaire's disease killed 34 people back in 1976, the CDC worked for over 6 months to isolate this tiny, cigar-shaped bacterium, which came to be known as Legionella pneumophila. However, the shocking truth uncovered is that this bacteria apparently has existed all along. What can we do to protect ourselves and our families and work toward ensuring a happy and healthy life in the future? The outstanding protective resource seen in humans and much of the animal world is a special molecule that helps to ensure survival and maintain strength of health in all of the young. Mother's milk. Long considered an unduplicatable resource, breast milk has now been scientifically shown to have tremendous protective properties. Studies show that nursing babies for even 90 days can reduce the chances of a child ever getting the degenerative disease cancer by over 500%. Over 20 years ago, one of the most famous Canadian medical researchers made an accidental discovery that eventually led him to produce a formulation similar to mother's milk. Dr. Gustavo Bunos was awarded the prestigious Medal of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada at the young age of 36, and he was named Career Investigator for the Medical Research Council of Canada, which funded his research for over 3 decades. Dr. Bunos reflects on that momentous occasion back in 1978.
When I began my research study on the effect of whey protein concentrate in mice, that's the animal we were using for, I did not expect to stumble on the role of glutathione. What we did, in fact, we observed accidentally that mice eating this type of protein were able to mount a stronger immune response when challenged with bacteria, antigen, or cancer. But then later on we observed that these animals, in fact, were able to synthesize glutathione more effectively than the control animal. And then, of course, we had to find out what was the role of glutathione, and that we took advantage of the enormous and abundant data from the medical literature on the function of glutathione.
Glutathione was discovered in 1888 while study was being done on cataracts. But it would be nearly 100 years after its discovery that scientists would begin to realize the vast impact that glutathione has on the body. Many medical doctors are only now learning of the implications in medical treatment. Dr. Jimmy Gutman explains how he reacted when he began to understand the properties of this unique antioxidant.
I still remember the day that I found out about glutathione and associated research. There was a buddy of mine who came into my office and said, Dr. Gutman, called me Jimmy, I want you to look at this. This is something that has tremendous potential against the aging process, against certain kinds of cancer, against growing old like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and I just viewed that with a little bit of skepticism. And his answer to me was by dropping 20 pounds of literature on my desk and turning around and saying, read this. And he managed to ruin the next 3 months of my life because I just could not get away from this literature. It spilled over into searches on the internet, me traveling down to the medical school library, canceling entire afternoons of clinic time just to read about this. And what I read was truly phenomenal. I was reading about research coming out of the best centers in North America, from well-recognized doctors, out of top respected medical journals, and I just could not believe what I was looking at.
After 12 years of laboratory trials and dozens of scientific papers published, fellow scientists began to request that Dr. Bunos make this nutritious and absolutely harmless protein powder available for human trials. Immediate benefits began to be seen in numerous studies.